Hello and welcome to the WB Mason Coach Report with Hofstra head men's basketball coach Mo Cassera. Welcome, Coach.
Stephen, thank you.
Coach, last week you went on the road for two games, a game at Northeastern, a game at George Mason. Probably your toughest week of the year going to those two spots. Can you just talk about the week heading into it and your thoughts coming out of it?
Well, arguably two of the best teams in the league at their places, and two teams that are playing very well right now. So challenging travel for us, up to Boston, back home late, back on the bus the next day and down to George Mason, and again playing against two teams that are playing very, very well right now with a couple of very dynamic players on each team. So I thought our battle was good. I thought we did some really good things on the road, but again, we're going to have to continue to find ways, when the game gets tight down the stretch to finish off and get ourselves a win on the road.
Let's take it game by game. The Northeastern game, you dropped a 65-60 decision to what arguably is the best team in the conference right now. A couple chances late. Got a great effort out of David Ives. Can you talk about David's game?
Yeah, David gave us a great performance. Obviously, he made some shots from the perimeter, and David's had to play out of position all year. He's had to play everything from the 2 to the 3 to the 4 to even the 5, take the ball out of bounds, and do a lot of things for us. So when he's scoring, it really makes us tough. And we didn't play our best game, but because he was scoring the ball from the perimeter, it kept us in the game. We turned the ball over 17 times at Northeastern. Arguably the best team in the league. It's going to be tough to win, but we still had two chances to tie the game in the last seconds.
If David Ives is having the type of game he had against Northeastern or something similar, is he almost the X factor for Hofstra right now, where he can create that extra scoring opopportunity and just kind of, actually he's a matchup problem too for his body size if he's almost playing like a 2-guard?
Yeah, I really think he is. He's the X factor for us. If we can get him in double digits, I think we're going to be tough to beat, especially at home. So we need him to continue to do what he's doing, and hopefully he can give us some good shooting, good perimeter scoring for us here moving forward as we head into the second half of the season.
Great rally down the stretch against Northeastern. Like you had mentioned, two chances late. Stephen Mejia and Matt Grogan, both opportunities. Were you happy? Obviously, you're not happy with the outcome, but happy with how the end of the game progressed and the comeback?
Well, I thought we did a nice job coming back. I thought we got a couple stops when we needed to, and we turned the ball over a few times, which was tough, but we were able to come back and get stops, and then ran a play out of bounds, and Maddie had a pretty good look in the corner, didn't go in, but we were able to scramble and get the rebound, and when Stevie had a decent look, and I thought it was actually going in when it left his hand, and that would have tied the game. But again, a lot of credit to our guys. They're battling hard and they're hanging in there, and again, we've just got to find a way to execute down the stretch to win on the road.
Tough travel week. You got home from that game roughly 2 o'clock in the morning. Then the next day, at that point, you go on the road to George Mason, play the Patriots down in Fairfax. Another tight game. They pulled away a little bit late, but it was a game you were down 8 at half and then tied the score almost immediately coming out of the breaks, which is kind of a turn what had happened previously in a lot of games this year. Were you happy with how the team came out at halftime?
I was, and I told the team, we've been in this situation a lot, and I also, before we went in to talk to the team at halftime, as a staff, we really felt a couple layups and a couple free throws that we really had, and it was a tie game. So we really felt that, a little bit of jitters, a little bit of fatigue maybe, but we just missed a couple easy opportunities. It could be a tie game. So we told our team that, and if we just come out and execute to start the second half, it's essentially a tie game, and it was. And we were able to tie it up. Obviously we wore down as the game went on and missed a lot of easy plays around the basket. Again, a lot of that credit has to go to George Mason. Their defensive pressure and the amount of players that they play and the bodies that they threw at us, wore us down.
Yeah, it was a 10-2 run out of the halftime, kind of tightened the game up a little bit. Tough shooting night for Hofstra against the Patriots, but your free throw shooting, which has been a struggle for most of the year, actually kept you in the game. Stephen Mejia had a great game from the free throw line. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, one of our keys was to out-rebound them and to win the free throw war, and essentially we did that. We just weren't able to make enough perimeter shots to keep ourselves in the game, and again, their depth really wore us down.
Stephen Walcone had another solid game, 8 points, 12 rebounds. Would he be the player you're probably most pleasantly surprised with the development he's made this whole season?
Yeah, I've seen a big step. I've seen some big transition in him. He's starting to really learn what he can do and what he can't do in the league and what he can do to be effective. And, if he's in the game 25, 30, 30 plus minutes, he's going to get double-digit rebounds, and that's something that's very valuable to us. At George Mason, had a bunch of good looks around the basket, some of them just didn't go in.
You move on from that game. Now you're home for 2 games finally, back-to-back. First time since early December you're playing back-to-back home games. Now the stretch doesn't get any easier. Preseason favorite Drexel coming in tomorrow. Thoughts on the Dragons?
Yeah, this is a tough stretch. I even looked at this before the season started, before we'd even played a game or had a practice, and said, hey, at Northeastern, at George Mason, Drexel at home. I mean, that may be our toughest stretch of the season. So we very well may be in our toughest stretch right now. A team that's a little bit like us. They're a little thin. They've had some injuries. They've lost some players. So they're down. They haven't played the whole season with full strength, but they have arguably the best 1-2 punch in Massanutten League in the league. And a Bruiser Flint coach team is going to be tough to play no matter what night it is.
What's the key against the Dragons?
I think you got to match their physical play. We got to rebound the ball. If we can rebound the ball, and I think they're a little bit different than they've been in the past. We have to be able to take away the three-point shot. If we can take away the three-point shot and force them to score inside, then hopefully we can keep the game close and have an opportunity to win.
Does their style of play almost work to Hofstra's advantage? Because they almost don't want a different game than Hofstra wants at this point. Like, we might see a 40-38 final.
Could be a little bit of, as they say, a rock fight, no question. And their style is very similar to ours. Again, what they've been able to do over their recent success is really just be the biggest, toughest, most physical group in combination of having just some great groards. So we've got to match that on both ends, the guards and the defensive and tough play, and to have a chance to win on Wednesday.
Following the game against Drexel, you host UNC Wilmington on Saturday, 2 p.m. game, a little different than the 4 p.m. start, so just remember that. Thoughts about the Seahawks so far?
Well, that's the one team I haven't had a chance to watch a lot, but, obviously with Rendelman, I think Keith Rendelman is one of the best players in the league, if not one of the best mid-major big men in the country. So he always presents a problem for us. Obviously, we'll focus on Drexel and then start moving forward to Wilmington. But, great opportunity for our fans and our friends to come out. Great early afternoon Saturday game. No NFL on Saturday, so great opportunity for our fans to come out and really support us. Students are starting to roll back in here as we get ready for classes next week. So should be a great day in the MAC, and hopefully we'll get a lot of friends and family out to see us play.
What's your keys going into this week with the 2 home games and, trying to end a short little losing skid here?
Yeah, I think our big key, again, is continue doing what we're doing on the defensive end, continue rebounding, continue getting to the foul line, but then, get our legs back underneath this year and get some confidence and get that ball to go in the basket.
Is free throw shooting almost the most important aspect right now to stealing some of those close wins? You guys are actually one of the top teams in the nation not committing fouls, and like the George Mason game, they were committing a ton of fouls. Is that actually a huge key right now for the team?
It's a big key for us because obviously we have a short bench and we have limited depth, so we've had to keep our key guys on the floor, and I think we've done a nice job of that. We've defended the three-point line pretty well, and we've played without fouling pretty well. But the big key for us is going to be not turning the ball over. Last week we lose 2 games in a row because we really just turned the ball over too much.
Thank you, Coach, for joining us today.
Thanks, Stephen.
And thank you for watching the WB Mason Coach Report with Hofstra head men's basketball coach Mo Cassera.